can't remember seeing this.
Did you film this?
I would have filmed it. Did you see the state of me? I might have filmed that there. I did keep the camera in the hospital with me. Oh, look how cute you look there. Oh God, Tyler, I can't believe this has got this on.
Do you remember the Do you know how old I was here?
Oh, days. Literal days. Maybe I was in hospital for about 3 or 4. Oh God, look at the state of the house.
Yeah, that sofa's not.
It's horrendous, isn't it? But you got mountains of clothes, and I worked with her. And that's our little Curry. Oh, look at you. Look at his little face, yeah. Oh, do you know, to be fair, Tyler, you look really kind of cute there. That was literally, you was 1 or 2 days old there. Oh my God, I remember this. That dress was absolutely stunning. It was real pale pink and it had crisscross at the back. It was gorgeous and it was really expensive. And when I look now, and you've got the mittens on, which was massive, and your socks on, do you know when you're like, what was I thinking? But I tell you what, you look stunning in that in a few months' time. But it seemed ages before I could get you to wear it, and I really wanted you to wear it. Oh. It was a real tiny little outfit, but you were so tiny. I remember that as well.
Did you buy the mobile?
Yeah. Of course. You was in our bedroom there. Oh, me and your dad never took our eyes off you. We'd never watched any TV, we just watched you. For months, it seemed like forever. And I hadn't seen this for ages. I can't remember the last time I've seen this. So obviously it's been on one of them discs.
This was from the VHS.
Was it on the, oh my God.
All of the stuff I'm about to show you is from the VHS.
Well, how long is it since we've had a video?
But I can send you all. So
Oh,
you
I
can
definitely
have it all.
want it, yeah. Oh, definitely. But I'm glad you've got it. That's the thing, because I didn't think we did enough of you. Oh, bath time, Jesus.
Was this the first bath?
I always remember giving your dad your first bath. In my head, I always wanted your dad to do the first things with you, so it felt included. Because obviously it was only days. I mean, literally, that could have been your actual first bath. Little wriggler.
Oh, you think I killed her? Come here.
Oh, look at you.
There you are. See, that's all over and done with now, isn't it? See? It's nice and clean. Okay? Yeah, nice and clean.
Look.
She's wide awake as well, isn't she?
Yeah.
Well.
What were you thinking when? Do you remember this?
Vaguely, when I you know, but I can remember your dad bathing you, your first bath, and that's why I'm thinking. But obviously we did want a lot of footage of you. Don't remember that bedding.
You're too busy looking at me.
We were too busy looking at you. I think that's me videoing you there.
Is that your bed?
Yeah, that's our bed, yeah.
No.
Little Meg. Bless her. Oh. Oh, that's cut short. No, yes, I do remember this. I do remember this.
What day was this?
I don't know what day it was, because obviously, but I can remember it being a lovely summer. And I had your basket there, and the dog used to always lay right near your basket.
Look how beautiful you are.
You really are beautiful, because actually you weren't born beautiful. You were a bit of a strange looking thing. But look how cute you look there. But nobody, if you wasn't dressed in pink, you could have been a boy.
Yeah, Meg.
Look, there's the cat, the dog.
Was that Meg? Is it? Where's Tyler?
everybody did say that she'd be really good with you.
Was she ever excited before I was born? Like, do you think she was aware that you were pregnant?
She is with old Meg.
I don't know if she was aware that I was pregnant, but she probably, afterwards, she probably got a little bit jealous at times because obviously...
Number 1, number 2.
Yeah, look, number 1 and number 2. Because obviously her place had been put a little bit aside, even though we did try to include her in a lot of things. Like when the first day you came home, really embarrassed to say it, but the first day you came home, I just want to keep my eyes on you. We'll put your crib at the side of our bed. We'll put the crib at the side of our bed, and we had a quilt, quite a big quilt, hanging off, but you was right up against it. And Meg used to get onto the bed, and she'd lay at the side, you know, at the bottom near our feet at times. And you came home, and she must have been so nosy that she put her nose in the crib your first day home, and you tippled out your crib. Luckily, you tippled into the quilt itself when we woke up, because obviously we weren't really sleeping properly anyway. And now I look and I think, oh my God, we had a dog in the bedroom with a newborn baby. Do you know? It's like you just wouldn't do it, would you? But obviously we didn't want Meg to get jealous, and she never really was jealous of you, to be fair. Purely because I think she was like a play friend for you, because you'd have a lollipop and you'd lick the lollipop and give it to the dog and then put it back in your mouth just as quick and things like that. So they're things that you actually do forget until you're little things remind you. And sort of like seeing Meg and you there, that reminds me about the little lolly, really. Do you know? Yeah, because you was a grot. You used to go out there in the garden, and we used to have a bit more of like a muddy area and places like that then, grass and stuff. And you used to dig at the soil, and if you saw a bug or anything like that, you pick it up and you bring it to me, and I'd be like, oh no, do you know, especially those them hardened things, wood lice. But yeah, we always said that you would end up, your face would all come together, because when you was born you had a pointed ear with hairs around it, you had a flat nose. And I remember turning around to your dad and saying, well, she's not going to keep that nose, because look at mine. And then look at yours. Your dad's got a big kind of Romany nose, hasn't he? And I was right, because obviously it wasn't going to stay flat, but obviously you'd had a bit of a nasty delivery because you got caught up. But no, you turned out perfect. And we honestly could not take our eyes off you.
We wanted a baby for a long time before you got one.
You're beautiful, aren't you? Yeah, you're beautiful. Yes, you are. You gardener for us, Meg?
Oh my God.
Yeah, this is the bit that I might have to crawl Blair.
We didn't realise at the time, obviously, your dad's going to be mortified. Oh my. Now, if I remember right, that is your dad's first doing your nappy. Yeah, on the bed, lovely.
You couldn't even wear some boxers?
I think it was very early morning, I think, if I remember right. And I don't think neither of us actually realised it at the time until we realised it. And it's like, I'm going to be mortified. Oh my God.
Do you remember what it felt like to be there?
I remember what it felt like. Do you know what? Lovely, probably, because I always wanted your dad to, I really wanted you to have a really strong bond with your dad. So it was really important to me, because neither of us was brought up with our dads. And so it was really important that your dad got to experience all the things that really his own dad didn't really have you know, didn't do with. I don't know if he didn't do it with him, but
Like
I said, didn't know your dad's dad, so it's a bit harsh for me to say, I suppose. But yeah, it was really important for me for your dad to have the experience of being a good dad. I suppose as parents we never really got it always right, but I think we definitely tried. Your dad did do you cleaned you, he did your nappy, he did when we got you onto milk, he fed you. But obviously most of it was down to me because I was breastfeeding, so you was a very needy baby. But when I had my time back then, I would have learnt something more because I wasn't eating very well, because we had lots of people down all the time. So it was more to do with the nourishment you was getting. You wasn't getting enough nourishment because my body wasn't getting enough nourishment. So you was a very needy baby. Whereas your dad was concerned, you know, we both absolutely adored you. You was just everything. Absolutely everything and more. I think it was more than what we ever expected. It's like when I found out that I was pregnant, I was up in the bathroom. I say that I was up in the bathroom. We'd come home from holiday. And I'd done a pregnancy test on the way home because there was a chance that I could have been pregnant. I wasn't. About 2 weeks later, I was at work at Lidl. One of my friends came in, Michelle, and I said to her, oh my God, she went, I said, my boobs are absolutely itching me like mad. She went, Maxine, you're pregnant. She went, you are pregnant. And I went, no, I'm not. I've already done a pregnancy test. I'm not pregnant. Came home, watched a film in the afternoon, and strangely it was about an older mum. And obviously I was 33 at the time because I had you when I was 34, so I'll have been about 33, and I'd started to think that my clock was ticking a little bit, you know, to be fair. I went out and I bought a pregnancy test, and I'd gone up into the bathroom, and when it came up I was like so shocked. It was like, oh my God, how can Michelle know that by me having itchy boobs? Do you know what I mean? It was like...
Were you ever worried about telling Dad?
I got on the phone to your dad straight away. If I'm honest, I was crying because I was a little bit scared. And your dad just started laughing. And I says, you know, that was having a baby. And he went, well, what are you crying for? It's good news, isn't it? So I went, yeah, it's good news. You know what I mean? But obviously very nervous at the same time. Because I did think that I was an older mum, to be fair, do you know, so that was a bit scary, as I remember. Everything turned out fine. I had an absolutely fantastic pregnancy. I was big, I put 3 stone on, but I loved every minute of it. I could not say that I didn't enjoy being pregnant. I loved it. I was not prepared for your birth. That was a nightmare. I was in so much pain, I couldn't listen to what the nurses were saying to me, or the midwives were saying to me, and until the very end, and it was like there was threatening with forceps and all sorts, and I'm thinking, bring it on, I don't care anymore, I don't care. I didn't have no energy, we was both so tired, me and your dad, we hadn't slept. Yeah, I was really happy.
So you weren't worried that Dad didn't want a child?
No, we discussed it when we was on holiday because I'd forgot to take my contraception pill. Is that too much conversation?
No.
We decided that if it was to happen, it would have been perfect timing really anyway. I knew he wouldn't be upset, he was just laughing. He was over the moon. Do you know? No, it was definitely over the moon. We both was over the moon. I was just a little bit scared.
This is Father's Day. You just said nice thing to do on Father's Day. Were you excited? You get sentimental about stuff like
I would have been. It would have been really important for me to make it a nice, special day for your dad with a nice gift, with a nice card.
Got to open it now.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Go for eating one here.
I can't remember that. I can't remember getting a cup. Now let's have a look. Oh no, stop there. Just stop the picture. Let me see if I can guess what it is. I am thinking that is a fishing chair.
A fishing chair. Is that your final answer?
Yeah, I think it's a fishing chair. See, as much as I don't remember the cup, I've got a feeling. The burn will be one before you know it. Here's a chair!
You look so excited, bless him.
Isn't it?
You can tell he really wanted it.
A bigger version to the one I've got. Yeah, for the rest.
Oh my God, please don't let us go any lower.
Is this the best Father's Day?
That's definitely the best Father's Day, yeah.
I didn't realise he was a fisher for so long.
So I've always done a bit of fishing. When we met, he was doing fishing.
I mean, then again, isn't that why you started speaking to your dad again?
Yeah.
Red dress.
Yeah.
Beer holder. And another beer holder.
And beer holder.
And another beer holder.
Yeah, but you pick well there, Tyler.
Do you remember the conversation that you had with my dad when he spoke to your dad while fishing?
Oh, well, I wasn't overly impressed in the beginning, if I'm honest.
What, they spoke to your dad?
Because your dad had been fishing with my dad a couple of times, and he kept saying, he's a real nice fella, really nice, Maxine, do you know, if you got to know him a little bit, I wasn't having any of it, absolutely nothing of it. And let's have a look at that picture, see if I can. I'm trying to see the picture of the card. Up in the loft, that card probably still exists. Or I do remember when me and your dad split up getting a lot of cards together, and I can't remember if I actually sent them to him. And then sometimes I think you realise that life's too short, and you know, people do deserve a second chance, do you know? And I just didn't want my dad to hurt my mum again. So, of course, obviously, in a perfect world, we all grew up with our mum and our dad. And we're all this happy little family, do you know?
What's she done with this one, eh?
You don't ever really know, and I don't think you realise until you're an adult, and maybe you've got children of your own, that
Yes, you can.
life isn't always as simple as you'd like it to be, and we all go through different things in life. And I suppose my dad not being in my life when we was younger, obviously it's a bit of a difficult one really, because I'd always had a dream that my dad would walk me down the aisle.
Yeah.
Well, actually, my dream would start with our Ray, my Uncle Ray, walking me down the aisle, and then my dad coming in last minute,
Saying Happy Father's Day, that's what it is.
and actually walking me down the aisle.
And you're going to make my mummy a nice cup of tea.
That was my dream as a little girl. So of course, there was always a want for my dad in my life, but I think because when he came into my life, I was at a funny age, really. I was a teenager, and we all think we know it all, and we all think we know what's best, and I look now, and if I could have done things differently, I obviously would.
Yeah, it's bitter, isn't it?
What would I do differently? I would think about what made my mum happy at the time.
Do you think your experience with your dad shaped what you wanted my dad to give his children?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're supposed to get another one for another piece of her eye, you know, for her other eye. It's alright. Just wash your face over then, and the hair.
Like they say, there's two sides to every story, and my mum was probably a little bit more hurt at the time, and it was probably asked to leave in her circumstances. So when it comes to your dad being a dad to our children, I wanted him to be a good dad. I wanted him. To be fair, it was.
You held her in the towel.
I always wanted him, as daft as it seemed, I wanted you to favour your dad, I'd say. Do you know, I wanted you to be daddy's girl. And I think that is because none of us was brought up with our own dads. Didn't get everything right. But I think we definitely both loved the bones of you. And I think no matter what, obviously your dad, I was at home more because I only worked a weekend. So I could do the things like going into school and things like that. Your dad missed out on quite a lot of that purely because he was working full time. So I used to try and do little video things, being horrendous video things because I'm not very good at videoing. As you can see, you get more of the floor of somebody's handbag or a pair of shoes than you do of the actual thing that I'm supposed to be videoing. Or I'll video and realise it's on photograph. And I'm still the same. Nothing's changed. As much as we had the bath and everything like that, I didn't use it for that much longer because I got a sponge that went into our bath and you just literally put a tiny bit of water around it and you laid you in the sponge, and I quite liked that idea. So when it come to getting Zach a bath, we didn't bother because obviously we had that big corner bath and it was
ideal.
Yeah.
Now this is a bit you don't like, isn't it? Yeah.
Getting a bit more used to it now, isn't she?
There you go. There you go. It's over with. You stop crying now. Yeah. You're all clean now. And where's the claws? Oh, it's fine.
Let me have a look at this. Is that lemon?
Yeah.
Let me have
Barry's
a think.
there as well.
Pardon?
Barry's there as well.
Is he?
Yeah, you just said, these are his chores, Barry.
If there is a choice, right.
No, chores.
Chores. Right. If this is the dress I'm thinking,
With the little pants.
with a little,
So we will take one day with your account code.
Now, I'm sure Graham bought you wet.
Oh.
And when it come, I thought it was a bit too frilly.
It is now.
Is it the same? Oh no, it's not the same one. But you're absolutely stunning in it. I remember this dress.
John's got a lovely girl, isn't
This was another one of those very expensive dresses, actually.
You really liked your dresses.
You had a few of them.
You wait until your daughter's old enough and she'll be like, oh my God, look at my father. What you Tyler?
Your clothes were in
People say
perfect
that you look
condition.
like him.
We didn't ruin anything.
You got that film last night,
Cute
John,
that is.
in box office.
No.
Not bad film actually.
Really?
What film that?
Bloody rats.
Was it alright? It's out on video, though, isn't it?
At least it's
It's on
fitting.
box office now,
Tiny. Listeners to talking about videos. No, with what it was Debenhams used to have a designer area in there, and Mandy had bought the original one, which was that pink one. Mandy and Barry, the pink one with the crisscross back, and I absolutely adored it. So of course I had to go and have a look what was in there, and it was quite expensive. But oh god,
Once you're in, that's it.
so
You're trapped.
they had some really lovely things, and go on, John, you did it.
Happy
So
to.
I just used to go mad with them. This is your bedroom.
Does she?
Is that the same CD player you used to take with you when you used to clean?
No,
Was that more of a Walkman then?
that was a Walkman, yeah. That little donut I adored. I adored that. And that's your... We used to play these all the time. Yeah, used to have them in the car. I knew all the words. Oh dear me.
Would you say it's fair that a fair statement that you were wanting to be a mum a long time before?
I always thought I'd be a mum. From being very young.
But thinking you will be and wanting to be a different thing.
No, always wanted to be then. Maybe that's the truth of it. Always wanted to be a mum. Did think I was leaving it too late. It was always booking our next holiday, or Christmas coming up, we'll think about it after Christmas, or and then, like I said, then the holidays would come up and it'd be like, right, we'll just have this holiday and then we'll think about it. So it was good that it was actually taken out of our hands, the way it was. It was perfect, really.
Due to your own memory.
Yeah, just. But yeah, it probably was the perfect time, really. Do you know? Because I suppose my little clock was ticking. But there's so many nice memories, really, when I'm looking at these.
Do you regret being an older mum?
No, not at all. In some ways, I think younger mums can make fantastic mums, and I think older mums can make fantastic mums, and dads obviously. But I think as a younger mum, you can still do younger things with them.
Yeah.
Even though I think I did younger things with them when I
You
think
gave
about
it a good
it.
run. You were scared of in
To
primary
be fair,
school.
if we went to the ball pool, I was in the ball pool. I did not sit on the sidelines. I was in that ball pool. But I think as an older mum, and I've never regretted being an older mum, you kept me young.
That's good.
Yeah.
I mean, it
definitely
clearly
think-
works, because look at you now.
Oh. No, I do think that you and Zach kept me young. Do you know? And I don't think you getting older makes you any more wiser to becoming a parent. I just think you've got to live through it and come out the other side and think I'm trying to do a good job. I think we tried to do a good job.
Was Meg always just that close?
She stayed with you a lot. Obviously we never left you with her,
No, God no.
but she was always near you.
Creating Meg.
If I took you out on your pram, she'd come. We had to take you for a walk with her on a lead, but she was never good on a lead. Okay, just laid there. Oh, I don't miss her.
Yeah. Oh, it's getting me a bit. I haven't seen like footage of Meg for a long time. You know what I mean? We don't even have a lot of photos.
We've got photos up in the lot.
You have photos.
Yeah. We had her done professionally. They weren't the best because she was overweight. The best photos, but look how cute.
Did Grandma knit me anything?
Oh, my mum knitted you loads. My mum,
knitter?
yeah, she's a very good knitter.
You'll always love
I know she don't do it now.
Yeah.
She's very good
Look at
knitter.
this then.
And yeah, she knit you loads.
Did you keep any of it?
Oh.
You won't smack her, will you?
Did I say that to Corey? Bless him.
Will you always love her? Yeah. Give her a kiss then. I don't know if the audio's maybe split.
Oh God, I love that. You will love that. If I could say to any, because we had the arch. If I could say anything, you've got to get your child one of those because you absolutely loved it. Oh, when you was a little bit older as well, you jumped from side to side and back and forth. Because you had that much space there, you absolutely loved that. But we did get Zach one and Zach didn't like it.
Come on.
Zach didn't like it?
No, he didn't like it. Look at you. Oh my God. Look at your chunky legs.
Do you know how old I was here?
You're tired.
Oh, you're literally probably about 4 or 5 months.
How long did it take me to walk?
You started toddling. You was about 9.5 months, something like that. Yeah. Or was it about 9.5 months you could walk from one end of the from one settee to another, about 9.5 months. But I knew you was going to be strong on your legs. You was very strong from being little when we used to hold you that. You used to put your legs on the hand and used to be pushing up, and that was from being more or less newborn. And I used to say if she's not fast at anything, she'll be quick at walking, and you were. We never tried to force you or anything. You never really crawled. You was late rolling over because I never really laid you on the floor, if I'm honest. And it was only Jade rolling over, and I thought, oh, come Tyler done. And so I laid you on our bedroom floor, and you started rocking, and within a few days you was rolling over. But when it comes to sitting up, you sat up quite quickly.
You're 6 months now, aren't you?
Do you know, within the age group that you meant to, do you know, it wasn't that you was super fast at it. But when it comes to walking, my God, you used to pull yourself up
You're rolling over,
on furniture.
Yes, you are.
I don't know how, but you used to just pull yourself up, and you'd be real strong on them little legs, and you used to walk around the furniture. And so of course we started to, this was about 9 months, and And you used to just one day took 2 steps, and then 3 steps, and then 4 steps, you know. And literally within, I'd say, a week of you taking your first steps, you could get across. You was really fast. You was fast walking.
How long did it take me to destroy your cream sofa? Oh, that bit.
I would literally bought it, Tyler. Oh, there's Jade. Just stop it here a second, and I can tell you then. We had literally just bought that sofa. I don't know how that barrow pen. Oh my God, I can't even believe that. We'd leave a barrow pen out. You've been left in here for a couple of minutes and we come open to a nice new sofa.
Was Dad upset?
We was both upset. I must have written something, a card or something, and left it on there, and you've gone round the settee. Oh my God. It was weeks, it was literally weeks old, and you went, I've never seen anything like it. Honest to God, I was like mortified. And it was a lovely sofa. It was your dad's choice, actually. On it with chunky feet. It was nice, actually, but it wasn't my first choice.
You weren't mine, apparently, either.
Tried washing it off, tried everything. In the end, I had to get bleach on it. What the right thing to do. And I did try everything, and we did say one day we'll laugh about this. Oh, it's funny when you listen back to it now, but at the time it was like, oh my God. But that's part of having like you say, having a little toddler, then. Yeah. So what's this bit?
This bit is me and Jade. There's quite a bit of me and Jade.
You and Jade work together all the time.
I wish the picture was a better quality.
And
that's better. We got a smile out of you, didn't we?
but when you was in hospital, she looked like a little peach. I always remember saying to Marion, I went, oh, yours looks like a little peach, and mine looks like a little prune.
Oh, thanks.
It did.
On that note, I am going to pee quickly. So if you want a break, if you wanted to get
I'll go to the toilet after you. I'll get to have a cup of tea.
So this is the first VHS 4 for reference, and we'll start.
Where's your bottle, Jade? Jade? Tyler? Oh, yeah.
Oh. That wee Nana, she absolutely adored you. Absolutely adored you. Gave you tea in a bottle. A booga 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 booga.
That's so
That's definitely an Anna, isn't it?
GK! Give the big giggle. Booga booga booga. Booga booga booga. Give the cake. Something about this colour, isn't it?
That's so cute.
Was it important for me to have a strong relationship with my nana on my dad's side?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Your Nana was really good with you.
What about when it came round to Zach?
It was important for both of you to have a close relationship with your Nana.
How long did it take you for us to spend every Sunday over?
You was probably about 6 months old. Maybe not quite that old, but definitely not from first being born. Zach, I let your Nana have him from basically the first couple of weeks. She was really shocked. She was really shocked, but she was really happy because you absolutely adored going to your nana's. She was really good with you. She used to play with you, and if there was anything that come into our house with glitter or sticky things, what I didn't like doing, or what's that mouldy stuff. Thinking about Play-Doh. Oh God, I hated Play-Doh.
Why?
Hated Play-Doh. Used to anything like that. Used to miraculously go to your nana's, your Nana Linda's. Used to shove it there. And she used to love it. She grew up with 4 boys. Yeah, she had four sons. So she wasn't bothered about the mess. She was always quite happy because it would always clean up afterwards. So when you went to warehouse, you could just be like, I don't know, wild really. But equally in this house, this house was always very loud, to say we only had one child in it for a long time, and we used to play Monsters. Your favourite thing was to play Monsters. Yeah.
I forgot about Monsters.
We used to play Monsters all the time. And obviously used to play it with Nigel and Angie as well. But we had the Tickle Monster who lived at our house, and the Cuddle Monster,
the Claw,
and the Kissy Monster, and the Claw. Yeah, Monsters was a big part of our house. I always remember you going to nursery and telling all the children at nursery about the Kissy Monster and the Cuddle Monster, and where, oh my God, I can't think of his name. He had Asperger's. Yeah, his mum, I didn't know her at the time, came up to me one day and she said to me, she introduced herself and she went, thank God for the Tickle Monster, the Kissy Monster and the Huggy Monster. She went, because Tyler's been telling them all about it and Nick takes it as the real, well, obviously.
Yeah.
And she said, I'm sorry, but she went, I've implemented it in my home as well. She went, so the Tickle Monster, the Cuddle Monster and the Hubby Monster all live at our house too. And you just loved them all, do you know, and it was a big part of our lives really, was theirs. But it was nice to think that you'd gone to school and told them at school about them.
And that it actually helped me, because... Especially
with me. Yeah, he had Asperger's. Do you know what? She was one of the best mums that I'd ever met. She had the patience of a saint. Well, along with Tilly, the tooth fairy, living at our house as well. Do you know? You always loved fairies, even when you was little. And then when you was little, we got you like this castle, and it was like a fairy castle. Oh, it was so cute. It was so cute. Literally, it was pink and it was made of hardened cardboard.
It was massive.
It was not cheap, that.
No, I'm not surprised.
I'd say it was quite expensive, but you absolutely loved it. So it was worth every penny, do you know? And we used to say, you would just play with a salt and pepper pot and you was quite happy. Or lace. Do you know, you did not need the doll's prams and all this kind of thing, because you needed things that you could just hold and use your imagination with. You had a very good imagination. And when I remember you being at nursery, and oh God, I can't think whose mum this is, but she used to work in, and I always remember you drawing a bus. Now you was in nursery, Tyler, and I never thought that you was very good at art at all, to be fair, because as you was a little bit older, we'll come back to the bus bit, but as you was a little bit older, you used to do arts and crafts in class, and you'd bring a toilet roll holder with a sticker on, and that was your art. Pure and simple.
Minimalist.
Hey, mum. Hey, mum. Hey, mum. And your mouth. Hey, mum. Hey, mum.
Yeah, you wasn't very arty-farty when you was little. You literally would bring a toilet roll holder with a sticker on.
I think Tyler likes your bricks.
But when you was actually in nursery, you drew a picture of what was a bus with you and Jade with you and Jade in this bus with a driver. I'll have it upstairs. I'll have to dig it out.
What else are you going to make?
And
what is it going to be?
Mum's mum came up to me and said she's going to be artistic. And I'm like, you are crazy. And what it was you'd, on the hands you'd drawn fingers, like little spikes coming off the fingers. And she went, that shows an artistic child. And obviously, I didn't see it at the time, but where you are today shows me differently. So, but I've kept that picture, and I've also kept the stone that you did. And that stone's in my bedroom to this day. It's been all the way around our house. I've always called it my lucky stone. And it's literally got 3 little blobs of paint. Was it 2 or 3 little blobs of paint?
They are flowers.
In a nice rounded stone. You picked a good stone. A couple of little blobs of
I actually,
paint.
and it's going to sound like a lie, I remember picking the stone and I remember painting it in nursery.
I don't know.
Did a good job.
Thank you.
I was always going to get it varnished, thinking that the paint would rub off, but it's never rubbed off. And I never varnished it. But it's still there today.
When Corey found out that I was having a baby, he went and gave me a tray before I was having a boy.
Right, let's have a
It
look
was yours,
at
wasn't it?
the next video.
Brandon?
One of those things that sort of like captured you as a child. And the most proudest moment, one of my most proudest moments of you, was going into school. 5 o'clock in the morning of your mind, don't you? And the teacher saying to me, and I wish I could remember the teacher's name, Tyler is the nicest child in the class by far. And there was her words, and I was just loved it. I just loved that. It wasn't just that you was the nicest child by far. I was so proud of you. Yeah, you had lots of toys.
Do you think, how much do you think becoming a parent shaped your relationship with my dad? Like changed it?
Really, Dad always had a pretty good relationship, to be fair.
But a baby changes everything.
Baby does change everything, but I would say it probably was, you coming along was a good thing. There was never any, you were about men getting jealous and this, that and the other. There was never any jealousy or anything like that. I think your dad loved being a dad, to be fair. Like I loved being a mum.
Want to be set up there, don't you? You bet.
I was walking, oh God, I was walking that doll, that frigging doll. Oh my God, stop it. That doll was bigger than you. That doll was so big. I loved that doll. Your dad bought me that doll, actually. I loved it.
Where did you get it from?
And he bought it off Holderness Road. There was a shop that was selling some dolls, and I'd liked pot dolls when I was younger. Well, not really young, but a few years before. And I'd seen this one and I just fell in love with her. And I think I had her about maybe a little bit before you was born, maybe about a year before. And for a while I kept her in a box because she was just so beautiful. And then I used to put her on my bed. And then obviously you came along. And we lost her finger, a little finger, somehow. No, the finger's off there. The finger's not there, is it? She lost her finger. We can't remember how she lost her finger now, but
it must be me.
You probably, I don't know, I can't understand how it could be you because you're only small and she's already lost it there. I love you. It's
Yeah. Is that Tyler's dolly? Is that Tyler's dolly? Is it? It makes a change people are red and it's a tell
a lie.
Yeah, Rose pulling Mummy.
To be sure it's true when you say I love you. It's a sin
Poor dolly.
to tell
Poor dolly.
a lie. I can't remember doing that. I'll be honest, I can't remember. But I will have sang lots of daft little things to you.
Did you ever sing together?
Me and your dad?
Yeah.
Probably not. I can't imagine me. I mean, I can never remember hearing your dad sing actually. Oh no, I can. I can. He ain't heavy as my brother.
Stick that back on.
Did you ever play guitar for me?
Yeah. There's Grandma.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. When you're a bit older, Talia.
My mum used to pick you up and walk you into town. And it was obviously in your pram. Every now and then she used to come, does Talia want to come for a little walk into town? Oh.
I love you, yes I do.
Oh, you used to. Oh my God, because you'll get round the house in that once you got started.
To tell a lie. So be sure it's true when you say I love you. 'Cause it's a sin.
And that's Mandy.
Mandy.
Oh, she'll hate this.
She was. She looked great, did Mandy?
You like that, don't you? You like that little song? Mm. Bye-bye.
I got a little bit jealous around this time, I do remember, because Mandy had come quite all looking great actually, and I was feeling very dowdy at this point, and very jealous.
You had just had a baby.
Yeah,
But
but
there was
I remember I'd gone through. You're very tiny. Yeah, Mandy was the first one to take you out for a walk.
Oh, there is a lot of pressure on women though to lose the baby weight, as it were.
It wasn't nothing to do with the weight. I lost my weight quite quickly purely because I wasn't really eating. But I think what it was friendships with other friends, and I felt like I was losing my best friend at the time. I wasn't, but because I had you and things had changed a little bit, so I wasn't going out or anything for a few months, and I felt like Mandy was getting closer to another friend who we worked with, and I found that difficult, and I was a little bit jealous of that. I remember I was jealous. I didn't like that. Yeah, I was a little bit jealous at that point. Maybe not quite at that point. It might have been a little bit after that point, but I did go through a little bit of a jealous stage.
Is there something
because
that you
I
feel like motherhood kind of stopped you from doing the things you wanted to do?
No, I definitely don't think it stopped me from doing anything. I suppose I did miss a little bit of the social aspects with my friends type of thing, maybe a little bit at that time.
Do you think that got to Dad as well?
No, not really. Not really, because Nige and Angie still come out round every Friday. I don't know. I don't think so.
Might need a kiss, that's what it is. She needs a kiss off Auntie Mandy, doesn't she? Hello. You're looking rather smart for work. Hello. she phoning, darling? Tricia. She said you want to put to a sound. We are showering up tonight. Yeah. You have that? Yeah. Grab it. Drink some wine. What? Let's drink. Fine. One second, Susan, I've got your coat further. I just want I only figured out by accident.
That's Christmas time. Must have been just after Christmas.
God, we have a fat dog.
You got absolutely loads at Christmas. I loved buying you things. I mean, what little... You must have been, what, 6 months old then? Christmas time we went mad. We was not going to go mad, but it was every time we went out, it was like, oh, just put that in, just put that in. Obviously, it must have took you 3 days to open it all. With us, obviously. It went on for about 3 days. But look at that doll. I mean, that is from maybe about a 6-year-old. Do you know? You obviously got things that was too old for you. But these are the things that you do wrong when it's... You just want them to have everything.
I've seen those shoes in pictures before. Did you really like them shoes?
Those shoes.
They're like black and shiny.
There was your Christmas shoes.
They're my Christmas shoes.
There was your Christmas shoes.
That's it, go for the pound tie. Blue. Okay, then.
There should have been a picture before with absolutely loads of presents.
No.
So you're only crawling a little bit. You didn't really crawl. So I'm just thinking, going in May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So you're 7 months here. You virtually really did not crawl. You crawled for 2 minutes and you was walking. So not long after here, you're talking a couple of weeks. Maybe 3 or 4 weeks and you was literally toddling. Look! That's your first picture when you went to see Santa, and we let your Nana take you, we let your Nana Linda take you. Yeah, this looks maybe a few days after Christmas, this. Because I'm just thinking everything looks as though it's unwrapped, doesn't it?
Were you both excited for Christmas?
Oh, definitely. Oh, God, yeah. Oh, I loved Christmas. Absolutely my favourite time of year. Spoiling you. Getting you things that was too old for you. Loved it. Your dad fell asleep here.
Did it make it hard that first Christmas without each other? Having such good experiences prior?
Your dad was with us on Christmas the first year when we split up. We weren't together, no. You like to try and keep things normal, don't you? It was important for me to have your dad included, definitely. And Tigger, my God, did you love Tigger? You adored Tigger. You got a bounce Tigger as well. Yeah, I think if I remember right, your dad fell asleep. That's it. Yeah, that's, I'm just thinking. I'm sure we've got photos of giving him the dolls and things. Yeah, I remember that.
Always falling asleep.
Yeah, don't look after the kid. No, oh, look at that.
I remember that doll. I remember that rag doll.
I kept that rag doll for years. Yeah, yeah. I kept that rag doll for years.
Oh, we've lost the audio. And we lost the picture.
Oh.
Be the final take.
If you can get this sounding good, Sals, I'll be freaking
What are you doing?
amazed.
I think you'll love it.
Are you shy? No, yes, yes.
It's all fun stuff. It's just, you become kids with your kids, and that's the fun part of it. If we had half of your energy, we'd be okay. That's just because. Pardon?
Do you ever miss this bit?
Oh my God, yeah. I wish we'd done more.
I want to see everyone pulling the inside rein. That's your right hand.
Daddy! Daddy!
What?
Come on! Come on, Daddy!
I am.
If off.
Stay yet.
I've come across this one, and the woman was lovely. Do you know?
Yeah.
You know when you're talking to somebody, you said, "Oh, come and have a look at the place," and that she was really nice. But then there's one at Paul where her mates go in, and she said, "That was a dog." Me and your dad are just built. So I can't do.
They're dressed in the same little.
I always got on with your dad. I never. I didn't like the fact that we'd broken up or anything like that. But I could never hate your dad because he was never a bad person.
On a night, you know, and look out and stuff like if they want it.
There was a girl there from Hull today, and she was real chuffed when she found out Tyler was from Hull. It's like now.
Yeah, goes with the flow.
It just goes with the flow. Do you know? I don't think that's a name. So I think when me and your dad was together, I think I made a lot of the decisions. Oh, is that where they go for a full day thing?
Run with it. That where they come trotting.
Yeah. Do you know? I think that's what Amy did for her birthday. Because your dad didn't make. It wasn't good at making decisions. Don't you dare.
How long do you think to go eat? 5 minutes.
He. Don't you be a sob.
There's cameras all down Beverly Bypass at night. So you just start putting your foot down and you can see
I'm quite like that. I don't like making decisions. I'm like,
To be fair, no do I really.
down Beverly Bypass.
But where me and your dad was concerned, yeah, I was probably.
Is it 50 or what? But don't yet. I start thinking, is it 50? Oopsie daisy! Oopsie daisy! That's what Aaron is calling on. Bombshell's dogs at the moment. Oh, million birds.
I know what I like and I know what I don't like.
that bloody cake.
I remember that cake.
I remember the cake. I often had a Tatty Teddy cake.
You did like
I had a
tatties,
couple. Did we know at this point?
Did you know that? Me and you definitely knew, yes.
I knew.
Yes, because after this, we went to get you some glitter shoes.
The jelly ones.
Some, I think there was it silver or pink? I can't remember now. I think there was pink glitter shoes, like little high heel shoe you wanted. And I'd driven you around to go and get a pair of shoes, look for a pair of shoes, and you'd fallen in love with these shoes. I think there was pink glitter, if I remember right. And we saw somebody I used to work with,
It's not your type,
and
it's your
you
mandate.
told them that it was your birthday today, and she wished you a happy birthday, and she went, and my mum and dad have split up.
I'm a wee wee man.
My mum and dad aren't together.
Not a wee wee, it
They've
looks
split
like
up.
from here.
And Chris, how they called her, she just didn't know what to say to that, you know. But I just says, oh, everything's fine, you know. You put a face on these things, don't you? Do you know? Obviously, it would have been quite an upsetting time, but this was a nice day.
Did it upset me?
No, obviously when me and your dad split up, of course it upset you. Yeah, it upset you a lot. Yeah, you was mortified because I made your dad tell you.
Happy birthday to you.
I'm not saying it was the right thing to do, but I didn't think it was my job to. I didn't think why I should have to do that. So I did make him sit you down and talk to you, which was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking for me to watch. It was heartbreaking for your dad to do. And it was heartbreaking for you to hear. It was horrible. But sometimes things need to be done, and I say all the time, Tal, we don't always get it right. And it didn't make him a bad person. Just made your dad think he didn't make some good decisions. He could have made some better decisions. He didn't. It was just maybe the fact that we'd been together for so long. 19 years. We had a good run.
Sometimes good people make bad choices. Because they don't
I
believe
think that's
it's
perfect.
good.
I think that's perfect. I think your dad made the wrong choice, and he did regret it. He did regret it. And we did try again, and I decided I'd changed. So in the end, basically, it was me who put an end to it. And that was hard, because I didn't want to hurt your dad.
He's not scared.
Was it harder the second time?
It was harder for me to hurt your dad than for your dad to hurt me, because I could live with that hurt. I still had my 2 children at home. Your dad had nothing. He would refuse to take anything with him. I had to literally make sure he took the kitchen TV with him, which was, but he didn't want to take it because he'd be like, the kids like to watch TV on that in the kitchen. It was difficult. It was a difficult time, but it's like I say, I felt like I hurt your dad in the end, and it wasn't what I wanted to do. It was just the fact that that break, 6 months or so, had changed us as people. And when we got back together, nothing really had changed. So the person that your dad had to do to fend for himself, to do his cooking and this, that and the other, he was quite a good cook.
You need to put your legs on it, don't you?
I do remember inviting us all 3 of us round to Franklin Street, and he'd done like a pot roast.
He did it a few times. He didn't do a salt once, he did it a few times. It was good because I had always done the cooking, this, that and the other, because when we come into this house it was like, right, John, you worked full time anyway. You do the structural things and I will do the cooking, cleaning type things. But the fact is, when structural things don't need doing it would have been nice to be helped a little bit, you know, because I was working as well. But I do look and think your dad did make some wrong choices. It didn't make him a bad person. I think he was probably just bored. I suppose as I see it, maybe Marion was round here all the time. We had people round quite often. He was coming home from work and seeing a house full of people sometimes. He probably got fed up of it.
Do you think that
He probably
in
felt
filling the house with so many people, you didn't really leave enough room for you two? Because having 2 kids
probably
make it hard for a relationship.
Probably. Yeah, probably. I never say that it was 100% your dad. I think your dad chose
Where are you going?
another relationship. But I think he probably chose that relationship because he wasn't getting attention at home, maybe. It still never made your dad a bad person. I mean, we had a few months where we had a few falling outs, but that comes when you're angry or hurt. I was very hurt for a while, but our life's changed, and
that's you.
I can see that's me. Honestly.
Disc 2. This is the last disc. Yeah.
I never really liked being in front of the camera. I hate the fact that I never liked being in front of the camera now, because that won't fair on my children when they're growing up. Like when it was photos, I would prefer to take photos with you with your dad.
I remember going ice skating.
It was probably the following year.
Getting fries arrows and going to find all the turds.
Yeah. That was me and your dad went
picture
together.
then.
Me and your dad went together then. No, me and your dad went. We hadn't been together for a few months by then, and yeah, when all these turds had been put around Hull, and somebody I know had put some of the turds in certain places. So I was given a map of where to go for these turds, but unfortunately I left the map at home. So when we went, I completely forgot where they all were. But we went around and I had your photos taken with all these turds. You and Zach loved it.
And then
yeah, you're right. Then we went
brown
for
dress, that brown maxi dress.
Yeah.
And I had a bob still.
You did.
So it can't have been that long after.
No, it was months. And you and Zach, you was so good. You was running all over the place, and it was a really, really lovely afternoon. It was just the three of us. And I was like, I just wanted photos with every single turd we could come across. And yeah, I loved it. It was a real good afternoon. And then we went for that fries arrows afterwards.
You ate crap like that?
I wasn't really good on it, but you loved it.
I don't remember Dad being at many of my sports days.
It did,
but they were often in the day.
Yeah. That's what I used to have to try and video a lot of it, but it was because he couldn't get the time off from work. Yeah, but I think he did come to a couple of them. He definitely came to a couple of them.
I love your sandals.
They're mine.
Yeah, they're your feet.
My feet. I told you I was good at doing feet. Oh yeah. Oh, they're quite nice then.
Thanks. No, you can't. I'm trying to squeeze in.
Fridays were always the best because it was a point where we could all be there as a family. And there was no bedtime on a Friday.
No, there was never bedtime on a Friday.
Bedtime didn't exist. It was the best.
And
it was very kid oriented.
She's so Beth and she went, it's my friend.
Originally, it wasn't just them, it was Barry would come down and Paul would come down. There would be quite a few of us come down.
It always felt like it was for the kids even when it wasn't.
Yeah, because the thing is, you just ran riot. You just ran riot for the evening. Do you know, what can we say?
Oh, and when I did Emily, I didn't have the frigging lens on. Oh, I'm still recording.
I hate the way I'm going to sound on this. I sound horrendous.
You don't. And it always sounds different to real life, but everyone knows that. But also you hear yourself differently.
Honestly, I listen to myself and I'm like, oh my god, do I really speak like that?
No, you don't. No one sounds like they're really doing video.
Right then, let's get on with it then. I'm real pleased that we've got bits like this. Oh, there you are. Look at you with little pigtails. You was always such a cute child.
Did my dad ever do my hair?
Very badly.
Sounds great to me.
Yeah, you can go up there. Zach always made friends, didn't he?
Yeah, he was a lot better at it than I was. More outgoing. But he was probably accustomed to having different childhoods. Because you did try and raise us the same, but obviously we had different things happen. Because I remember Dad breaking up. You and Dad breaking up. I remember a specific point where I heard you bitching about it to Mandy on the phone in your bedroom, and I made a point of putting my ear against the door and waiting for you to open it so that you knew I'd heard. I remember that. And you were angry. And I was like, stop talking about my dad like that. I remember that. I remember him scaling the house. I didn't know anyone could climb a building quite like my dad did. It was scary, it was horrible.
It was. I mean, to be fair, that incident literally lasted minutes.
Yeah, it didn't last long.
It didn't last long.
But it felt like a long time.
He apologised.
Scary.
He apologised.
I know, you called him and you shouted at him and you were like, you better apologise right now.
And he did.
He did.
To be fair, no, he did. Like I say, he didn't get it right.
Well, he didn't know
always
that
get
I
it
was
right.
in that, because that was you moved out of that bedroom when
Yeah.
You enjoying it?
you broke up. 'Cause you couldn't
Your dad
be
didn't
there.
actually realise that.
And he didn't know that.
No.
Because why would he think that you'd have moved out of the bedroom? But obviously to him, it was your
When me and your dad split up, that's the first thing I did. I moved you into the big bedroom with all your toys, and I went into the medium bedroom because I
just couldn't do it.
Oh dear.
but it wasn't long, and then we did change over again.
Yeah, you soon realised you wanted the big bedroom.
yeah.
Dirty house.
But it's hard to stay in a room.
Pardon?
It would have been hard to stay in that room, I imagine. Like, I wouldn't have wanted to do it.
Yeah, at first.
It's always good, isn't it?
Go on then, Billy, big cake. Big cake.
You look
Let's
uncomfortable.
get on together.
It's not uncomfortable. It's the thing is, I've got no issues with your dad, and I think that's why, sort of like, yeah, there was some hard times, and I think the one thing that none of us wanted was our children being hurt, and it was one thing that did hurt, and it was the children, you know, especially you, but it equally affects Zach as well.
Well, for a long time, Zach didn't even know why you'd split up. I remember
Zach
being sat in
had a lot of
the
anger
kitchen
issues.
and he asked why you two had split up, and I went, well, Dad cheated, and you were furious. You were so angry that I'd told him, but I didn't even know that he did. Like, I was shocked that he didn't know, but of course he wouldn't have remembered.
No. It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because you try to cushion your children, really, because the last thing I want is for my children to start hating their dad or disliking him or having a go at him because these things do happen in life. Do you know? I never wanted my children to come from a broken home, and I never ever saw that happening. So when it happened, it was a shock, and there was a lot of anger and a lot of unhappiness. But also within all that, there was a lot of good times as well, because I just remember me, you and Zach just going out on a night, and I didn't have to be in for tea for your dad or anything like that, so I wasn't on a time scale or anything, so it was just doing things that if I took you to park, it didn't matter if I brought you back home a bit late, you know. So
Did you enjoy that?
I enjoyed the fact that I wasn't on a time scale, that I didn't have to be watching the clock type of thing, do you know? So I didn't mind that. That was quite nice. And it was nice having you all to myself, but equally I wanted you to spend time with your dad, because it was important to me that just because we'd split up, it was probably more important that you had time with your dad. I wanted you to have the time with your dad, because I wanted you to realise that it was me and your dad that had split up, not you and your dad, and that your dad still loved you, because your dad always loved you. He always loved you both, do you know? I couldn't take that away from him, do you know? So there was the difficult things. Leaving me was one thing, but leaving our children was the worst, because we'd both grown up without our dads. So that was the thing that I think really hurt, was the fact that we hadn't managed to keep that going.
Do you think that's why? Because I don't believe that it was just a dad cheated, it was done. I believe that the build, that was just the final bit. I believe that the build up was more just when there is cheating in a relationship. I believe there's more before that, and then suddenly that's the bit that's like, well, I guess it's over then. You know? Do you think? I can't remember where I started with this question.
I think what had happened was the fact that once your dad did leave, I don't think he really wanted to really leave. He probably did,
but he didn't know he wanted to, because he didn't want to leave his children.
I think I don't know. I think he wanted a change in the life, but rather your dad's not a turker, and so he'll have kept a lot of things inside rather than talk to me about it. He'd have probably got wound up about people being here all the time, and rather than say to me, well, Maxine, this is upset, you know, can we change this, that, the other, he probably just stuck with it and probably seethed over it inside, whereas if it had annoyed me, I'd probably spoke about it, and so of course he didn't. I think that's all pure and simply was, we didn't talk, and we should have talked. Somebody paid him attention, his head got turned, it was somebody from his past.
Was it?
It was his first girlfriend.
I didn't know that. Did that hurt more?
No, because you're young children, aren't you? No, it wasn't that it could have been anybody. No, that didn't hurt at all. It wasn't anything to do with that. It was more to do with us splitting up for 6 months, trying to get back, and me getting on with my life. Because by the time we did get back, I had changed.
Did you ever ask him why?
Why he... No, I don't know if I ever asked him outrightly why he cheated.
Come on, Max, your mouth. Nice big close-up. Smile.
No, I don't know if that... That's so cute. And his voice cute.
Here, go for it, Tia. Well done, girls. Listen, the rest of them now, look at that, so I'll pass them so quickly.
Do you want to be sneaky with him?
Sorry, what was you saying?
I just asked if you'd ever asked why. Did you care why?
Oh, of course I cared why. I was very angry. Very angry. I don't know, I can't remember, Tals, if I'm honest. I suppose in my head I think probably it was just a bit bored, if anything. And I just think, like I say, I don't think he spoke to me. Look how small that is there.
I was just thinking that.
How small.
I didn't ever know it was a tree.
I didn't realise it had been in that many years. Rainbow is a little plant. Yeah, I do. I think if your dad had spoke to me and said that somebody was paying him attention, I probably would have paid him more attention. And I think that's all it was. I think I wasn't paying your dad attention. I probably was very tired all the time because I was running around after 2 children, and I worked, and I was trying to. That's all it was. I think where me and your dad failed was we weren't communicating properly.
Play. But you've stopped, haven't you? Yeah. You're going to play? Yeah. Go on then. Okay.
Do you remember that like swing?
See you play with Mal.
Yes.
Swing.
My God, that swing! I adored that swing.
It was so good. It was such a good swing.
I don't know what happened to that. We must have given it away, but I can't remember. And I thought that it was up in the loft for years, and I've tried to find it up in the loft.
It's not there.
It's not there.
No,
Help me, Mum.
what do you want me to help you with?
Yeah?
You're losing your trousers, aren't you?
Yeah.
Do you know? But no, I don't really know what's happened to it. But yes, I loved it, and you loved it, and I've had some
It
cute,
was so good.
some cute pictures on that.
I remember being sat on it in a princess
Yes.
dress, and while I was putting it on, I swore blind I'd seen a wasp go into the sleeve. Because I did, I was so sure I saw a wasp, and I made you undress me in the garden. I was freaking
I
out.
remember you freaking out over a wasp.
And I won't put it back
You
on.
always played princesses. You loved princesses. You loved Cinderella. So much so that when we took you to Disneyland Paris,
Got a princess
we let
dress.
you let you buy a
It was so
princess dress.
expensive.
£80 it was then.
I
It
think
was
you gave us
£80.
£50 each, and you gave me the extra 30.
£80, and it was like, but it was the one thing you wanted. Zach got a little cheap parrot thing. You got this £80 dress, and you adored it, and it was lovely. But Grandma Kath had got you a better one at the Christmas, and on one side it was the blue
paw,
dress,
and
and
then
on the opposite side you did it upside down. It did the paw, and it was amazing.
I remember that.
And it
dress.
cost her about £30, £25, £30, and this dress had cost about £80. That dress, if I remember right, went to school in the end,
Did
so
it?
that they could use it in plays.
Oh.
You loved your princesses and fairies. You was a very girly girl.
I
Very
think it
girly
was
girl.
more the magical essence of it. I really liked things that weren't real. I liked that
Yeah.
otherworldliness.
Yeah, you had a good imagination.
Yeah, exactly. It was that idea that it's like this world, but it's not. The idea that there could be something different. You know what I mean?
It's like making a milk.
I'm going to have to go and get some tea now.
You've only got a little bit.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
This isn't Crookley Farm, this is the other one.
Honeysuckle farm.
No! That is Crookley Farm. Honeysuckle's the one that shut down, isn't it?
That's it. There was a horse here.
Charlie.
There was a big dark horse.
Charlie. He died.
Did he?
Yeah, because my dad used to take us here all the time, actually. I remember it.
Did you do? He did.
It was always, do you want to go to the farm? Yes, I want to go to the farm. And I always used to love this horse, Charlie. And he died. And we only found out when walking, because we couldn't find him anywhere. And then we found a plaque dedicated to him.
Aww.
On the ground saying that he died like the year before.
You used to
And
love going
cried
in.
and I
You used to
cried.
absolutely adore going in here. You used to love running in between the bales.
I'd do it now. It was brilliant.
Obviously, on this one we're with Barry.
And Paul.
Is that Paul in the background?
Paul was here. There he is.
Yeah. There's Mia. And there's Zach.
Zach's nearly as big as her.
It's a great place to take you though, especially this one. I used to love taking you to this one. It was just running around on those bales. You weren't even so bothered about the rest of it. You just loved playing on these bales.
I think we went to school once and they showed us that they milked a cow and birthed a cow. There he is. That's Charlie. Gorgeous. Gorgeous horse.
When me and your dad did spoke, we did do certain things together still.
Well, just because you're not together doesn't mean that you're not a family. You've made a family. You can't just...
That was important. That was important. Especially whilst you two was getting used to us not being together.
Billy was so cute.
people.
Oh, Corey.
There's Bailey. Look, he's only bothered about Zach because Zach's such a little live wire, but Bailey was.
Yeah, because he's so ready to go everywhere. We did a lot as family. It's weird to think that I will never have as many cousins. If I have children, they'll never have as many cousins as me because both my parents had 3 siblings, so there was a lot of cousins. And then obviously there's family that I haven't even met, which Mandy keeps bringing up when she's drunk.
But I think it sort of like conjures up some memories. Obviously, you as a baby is always going to be a massive thing to us, do you know? Because 1, you was our first. 2, you was just really a bundle of joy. I think you bring back so many memories, happy memories, do you know? Because for the length of your life, it's only that short little period of time which was heightened with sadness, really. Do you know? But I think we tried to, both me and your dad did try to sort of like still do things, do you know, together.
Do you think you got to grieve it properly? Or do you think you were so focused on making sure that things stayed normal?
I had a few outbursts, I do remember that. I did have a couple of outbursts. But on the whole, it would usually be if I was on the phone or something. I think on the whole, I just tried to make a happy life in our house, do you know, having fun, like playing monsters and getting down with you.
Was having the kids there making it easier?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, as much as in one way it's hard because you know that it's hurting you. Because a big piece of your life had been put aside, do you know, not quite there, not away from you.
I do remember a very specific point where you like got on your knees and you were like, right, Tyler, you're going to have to be a real big girl now because it's just us two and you're going to have to help me with Zach.
That's quite sad, really, because I would have wanted for you just to be a child, you know, not to be so grown up.
I don't know if the light in this.
Well, we'll just have a go.
No, it's just blowing out
No, it's
straight
just
away,
blowing
Max.
out, Matt.
Is it blown out?
Yeah.
You're lighting them.
Keeps going out there.
Oh, hang on.
It's there.
Is it there? Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday. Well, blow, 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 yay, make a wish.
Make a wish. Don't tell us.